I would like to call the meeting to order
Right.
at 4:03 p.m. Could I have a roll call, please?
David Chanel present. Lynn, you're on mute.
So she's connecting to audio. I'll go
Connecting.
Veronica Kell present. As soon as Lynn's connected.
I thought the other phone was Lynn, but apparently it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. An interesting number. Maybe it is her.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. So Lynn, that is you. The phone number is you. Okay.
Yeah, the phone number is me, and then I logged in with the other one so I could see you.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
So we need a roll call. So you just have to give us your name and that you're here.
Yeah, Lynn Pinkerton here.
All right. I want to announce that the meeting is being recorded. It's not live on Channel 9, but it will be posted to YouTube after the fact. Does anybody have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Nope.
All right. So what I wanted to do was just the management letter that we have with Melanson and Heath is through the fiscal year that just ended, the FY21 fiscal year for audit. So as the audit committee, it's our job to, and I pulled these words right out of there, solicit, interview, and recommend to the Board of Selectmen the firm of independent auditors that is to audit and report on the financial statements issued by the town for the period beginning with FY22. We've had Melanson and Heath for a good long time. I think the past 9 years. So it's time to, they recommend switching up the auditor every 5 to 10 years, I believe, was what was in the
Guideline said, yeah, 5 years or more. Yeah.
Right. So I had sent that email to Bobby and she did get back to me this morning. So I forwarded it to all of you. What I wanted to do today was set up a method and a timeline for getting this done. So what she sent was pretty good. I looked at the materials, not all of them, but I printed the PDF of the training on audits, and I haven't printed the audit firm list yet. It doesn't say where they are. So I don't know if either of you are familiar with any of those firms.
I'm sorry, Ronnie. The lawnmower was going by my window when you were talking. Let me raise your voice here. What were you saying was nice? What she sent?
What Bobby Joe sent. There's a training on the purpose of municipal audits and how to do them. And there are there's PDFs, which I printed on that, which is
the one that says the overview of municipal audits frequently asked questions. Is that what you're talking about?
That one I sent to you. I sent that, I think, as an attachment.
Yeah.
And that pretty much is, but she also in her email, she has a link that takes you the webinar. At the top is a helpful video. It's just on why you do audits, an introduction to audits, and also touches on audit committees. So it gives you a lot of the same stuff that's there. And then there's a list of audit firms there as well.
I did look at that, and I actually looked up each one of the audit firms on the list.
Yeah.
Some of which are no longer in play. They've permanently closed according to their website.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
What I can do is I can scan this in. And I don't want to go off target here. One of the things, just like if I have a job over and I advertise and people send me cover letters with resumes, if the cover letters have errors in it or they don't present themselves well, I don't even consider the resume. I just move to the next person. In this thing here, if the people didn't have a website,
Right.
they don't have a website. I mean, in this day and age, even 5-year-olds have websites to market their marble collection, for God's sakes. So if they didn't have a website, there was 3 or 4 that were closed. There were some that were national firms that were they're just general CPA firms. In my opinion, I don't think we need a national firm, and I wouldn't want a CPA firm that does general accounting principles or practices. I'm looking for someone that does more municipal interactions, either whether through audits or nonprofit type things. I think that would be, and there's out of the 25 or 30 firms, there's probably about a good 20 to 25 that are solid.
Okay.
So I don't know how you would pick them.
I think that, well, one thing that they suggested, I think it was in the FAQs, was to call the surrounding towns and see who other towns use. We might even be able to do that by going out on websites, for the towns, and see if we can find out if any of these are used in central Massachusetts, or Massachusetts in general, by other towns for municipal audits. So I thought, I'm glad you did that already, because that was one of the tasks, was to look through those firms.
I'll scan it and submit it out. And I just put a little PDF notation on each one where they were located, in my opinion, of their site.
Okay.
And
All right.
and I can send that off and we can look at it. I don't know.
Okay.
I guess we don't even have to go out for bid if we're not using federal money, but just pick one. But I would prefer at least three solicitations myself.
I think my thought is, Dave, if you could send us that list, and Lynn and I can go through it as well and pick the ones that we think make sense, for us, and send letters to, maybe if we pick 5 to 10 to send letters, maybe we'll get back 3 choices, to talk to, and see if they're interested. I would want to look at the letter that was sent out previously by the town. I don't have that with me. I think we looked at that before, but I'm not certain. We might have just looked at the engagement letter. So if we could, so this is the method: pick 5 to 10 firms from the list. And then we can discuss it and pick. We can either do that in a meeting, or we can do it. Oh, I don't want to break open meeting law. I guess we'll have to do it in a meeting.
I think as a suggestion, Ronnie, probably to maybe do our due diligence, and maybe each one of us pick 3 or 4 firms that we like, and then we just put them in a bucket and say, let's send out letters to them. And if they, to the extent that I mean, there are some that, like, there's one company that I like, they're in Leominster, and they're almost, more than half their practice, according to their website, is municipal audits. And I'm like, and it's not one person, it's a whole bunch of CPAs in the same firm.
Okay.
So, I mean, in today's world, it doesn't matter if they're located in Timbuktu or Leominster, because it's all electronic anyways. But if the event that we ever want to meet them,
right.
This is a lot better than coming out from someplace in Arkansas, which is one of the firms.
Okay.
Too far for me.
Okay, so if you could scan to us the audit list, and then we could go through and pick 3 to 4 each, come up with our list, compare them and come up with our list of firms to send a letter to. I'll find a letter that's been sent in the past, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And we'll send that letter out.
In order for open meeting laws, do you want to have a quick meeting next time where we look at all the 3 of our selections to make sure we all agree, and then agree to send them out, just as because it's the first time we've ever done this, so there may be some people watching our P's and Q's to make sure we do things properly, just as an aside.
Lynn, were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say I agree. I think we should pick about 10 and hope and pray we get 3 back. And
Right.
Those are the 3 that we would send letters to see, how much they cost, and see if they'll actually handle us.
Right, right. So, all right. So, really, I just wanted to meet today to touch base and get this started because I think that timeline wise, we want to get those out probably within a month or so, early December. So that we can, let me look at this engagement letter and see what the date on it was. I have the old engagement letter here. We're a little bit late. This was sent out in July.
I was wondering when the timeline started. Okay.
So the engagement
Yeah.
letter, so they had picked in July, but we're just a little bit behind, but that's okay. We're getting it done. As long as we have the firm picked by the end of the fiscal year, have them engaged by the end of the fiscal year in June, I think we're okay. Because our work with the current auditors to, sit down with them and look at the audit for FY21, that will happen in the February, March timeframe, I believe. So,
Yeah, we definitely would want our piece done before we end with the other one.
right. So I'm thinking if I just wanted to, I know the holidays are coming up, so I thought if we set up a couple meeting dates for November with the goal of getting the letter out, around right after Thanksgiving, that might be reasonable. Do you think?
Yeah.
So I'm moving on to the next meeting.
Okay.
I think,
Just as before you go, I just emailed to both you, Lynn and Ronnie, that list. Just if you don't get it in your email, let me know. Maybe it's in spam or because it's an attachment for me. You probably haven't had that yet, and so I go to spam.
I just got on my screen.
Isn't that the funniest? It's so
email
cool.
from
We still get a kick out of that so fast. Okay.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
here. So in general, is Thursday at 4 p.m. an okay time to meet?
It depends on what I have scheduled, but usually if I have a couple weeks notice, I can move things around.
Okay, so
What day are you looking at, Ronnie?
I just saw that it's the 11th of November is 2 weeks out, and that is that's a holiday. So
That's Veterans. What's not where my office is open. I don't know if you guys are closed. That's not one of our selected holidays.
Yeah. Most people work that one so they can have an extra day at Thanksgiving.
It's a floating day. Yeah,
Ah.
that's what we do.
okay,
Exactly right. Lynn.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about the town, but
the town that's a closed day for the town. But I don't know. Oh, that could be for TCAM. Okay, what about Tuesday the 9th? Does that day work for you guys?
At four works.
4 on Tuesday the 9th. Lynn, would
Yep.
that work for you, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
that would work.
all right, so let's schedule for 4 on Tuesday the 9th. And I will, if we each come back with our 3 or 4 firms that we liked after doing our research, and I'll find the letter that was sent out in the past from the town. We might need to edit it. And the other thing I'll do is bring the minutes for the 2 meetings that we have had that I didn't write minutes for yet. There was one in May, and then there was our August meeting.
Okay.
So I will do that to keep us.
Ronnie, can I ask you a question? Do we have administrative support for the sending out the letters, or do we do it ourselves?
It's kind of, right now, there's no one designated for that, but I might be able to find someone.
Because if
work
not,
on that.
I can send them out here. I can put the postage on and so on until we find someone.
Well, let me
Just as a-
find out.
Okay, just as an aside too, I actually looked on the BBB, the board, the Better Business Bureau's website on some of the people.
Oh, that's a good idea.
One of them, and you can do that as well, and not all of them were listed. But one in particular was listed. It was a individual, just a single person, but they just started doing it in 2020.
Oh,
So that's not somebody who so it gives you the date in which they got their business license or when they started. So that's another resource that you can lose. Someone who's been doing it for a year and a half is not somebody that I'd want to cut my
right.
teeth on,
Mhm.
So that's another, I mean, that's another, you get all these different social media sites that you can go to for reviews and stuff, but the BBB is one that's should be
Vetted.
neutral. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so so we have our tasks to do, and
Yeah.
we'll meet again on November 9th, Tuesday, November 9th at 4 PM.
That would
And-
be that's a deal.
Okay,
And Veronica, just let the TCAM board know, so they'll let me know.
okay, all right. Do you know, Hartley, if you have anything scheduled for that date right now?
Well, let me look at my calendar and see. This is
Yeah, because that's a
9th.
consideration as well.
Oh, okay, Tuesday, November 9th, correct?
Correct.
Well, I have a Board of Assessors meeting at 4:30.
Oh, okay.
About 10. What about the 10th, the next day?
I have a Conservation Commission meeting at 7 PM.
I can't make 4 PM on, I have a scheduled appointment on the 10th.
Okay. Well, Holly, are you guys off on the 11th? The Veterans Day?
Well, I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I think it is a legal holiday.
It
but,
is for the town.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
And I can't get into the building independently anymore, so that may be a problem.
Okay.
For me anyway.
We'll move it. Can we move it to 3:30 then, Ronnie, on the 9th?
On the, that's up to Hartley. Yeah, I can
Well,
do
it's
even
not up,
3
excuse me,
PM.
it's not up to me. But if you want to approach the TCAM board about that, if you can get done in plenty of time before the Board of Assessors meet at 4:30, I don't know if you can guarantee that, but well,
Are you guys available at 3 then on?
I personally I am. You know,
How
on
about you
three,
then?
we're talking Tuesday the 9th, right?
Correct.
Personally, I'm available. It would be available at 3 PM.
I don't expect our meetings to be long.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
Lynn, does 3 work for you?
yep.
Okay, great. Well, fine. I'll let the TCAM board know that you'd like 3 PM on Tuesday the 9th, and they'll let me know, and everything should be all set.
Okay. And Hartley, I'll send an email as well.
Thank you.
Because I know the board likes that.
Thank
All
you.
right, so let's plan 3 to 4, and
Perfect.
all right, so on the 9th. So that's all I have, unless either of you have something.
No,
No?
All right, so is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
yeah. I
All
second
right.
it.
At 4:21 PM. And is there a second? Did I hear a second?
It depends who made
there's a
who made the motion.
I thought you made the motion, Dave.
Okay, so, and then Lynn will second that, I guess.
Okay, all right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so meeting is adjourned at 4:21 PM, and I'll see everybody at 3 on the 9th.
Thanks, Al. Have a good one.